Dongguan factory of Emma electric vehicles endorsed by Jay Cho suddenly announced a production halt. A large factory that had been operating for over a decade collapsed just like that. This is not an isolated case. Don't think Emma is the only one suffering. It's a pain for the entire manufacturing industry. Rent and wages rise every year, while profit margins on orders are as thin as paper. Safety inspections and environmental checks are frequent. Any hard-earned profits are reinvested in the factory, buying equipment and continuing upgrades. If you don't upgrade, you can't keep the qualifications to produce. Costs are suffocating, policies are constantly chasing you, and you have to keep running. Focusing is risky, but not focusing means waiting to die. Again, shops in a mixed-use complex. Friends, this is the basement level of a shopping mall in a residential area in Bao'an district facing the street. Look, they're all abandoned. They can't be rented out now, and it'll be even less likely they'll be rented out or sold in the future. There's no point in even looking. These mixed-use complex shops rely on operation. Once the operation fails, they're abandoned. The worst off are the owners who bought with loans. The interest rates were high at the time, and even if they can't rent them out, they still have to pay management fees. Another factory has gone bankrupt. Factories are closing down one after another. How many factories are actually profitable? This one was a machining factory. The owner invested over $280,000 in 4 machines. In the past 3 years, China's economy has been in a continuous downturn, with all industries suffering. Especially recently, the wave of bankruptcies in Guangdong, a major economic province, has become a microcosm of the national economic decline. Since the beginning of this year, news of business closures has been constantly emerging. Not only have small and medium-sized factories in Dongguan ceased production due to a broken capital chain, but even IMA Technology, a leading electric vehicle manufacturer, officially announced the closure of its Guangdong subsidiary, transferring production capacity to other regions. Informed sources reveal that the factory's lack of stable orders led to a broken capital chain, resulting in the loss of millions of yuan in investment. Another boss couldn't keep the business going and ran away here. Foshan is currently the worst-hit region for manufacturing. All its industries are related to real estate. This year, factory owners are having a terrible time. Many factories are closing down every day. Those who survive are very successful. It's incredibly tough, especially for those of us in this industry. We've seen far too many owners go bankrupt and factories fail. I have a client who initially rented a factory space for over $2,800 per square meter, then upgraded to over 1,000 square meters last year, and this year he said it was really unbearable and found a new factory space for a few hundred yuan per square meter. It's closed down, really closed down. This is the factory of Mr. Zhang, a fellow Hebei native. The factory had only been open for 2 or 3 years with an investment of several $100,000. Tonight, all the equipment is being cleared out. Not a single screw will be left. Look at this. After years of hard work building this business, it's gone. All the equipment is gone. Look at this. In recent years, OEM factories in Dongguan have generally faced the dual pressures of declining export orders and insufficient domestic demand. Managers of Taiwanese invested enterprises have also confirmed that many Taiwanese businesses in the area are trying to relocate. The first company to go bankrupt after the National Day holiday, Top Mountain and Water Doors and Windows, has reportedly gone bankrupt. It said they haven't paid their workers' wages or suppliers' payments, and then the company issued a closure notice. However, all their equipment and aluminum materials haven't been moved. They're all sealed up inside the factory, right? This indicates they owe a lot of money and are simply unable to repay, hence the closure announcement. This shop is closed, this shop is closed, this whole row of shops is empty. This is downstairs in a residential complex in Pingzhou, Shenzhen. The rent there has been dropping again and again. The shops that the owners bought for hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars to make a fortune are now just fat Chinese chives to be harvested. Take a picture of the green belt, iron railings, and the fast lane in front. All completely blocked the business. Nobody will come to shop here. This row of shops downstairs is only supported entirely by the 300+ households upstairs. How can that be enough? Don't bother looking anymore. This whole row of shops is ruined. The manufacturing industry is really tough right now. Another CNC machining factory has gone bankrupt. They only opened in March of this year with 3 partners. They were full of confidence when they invested, planning to make a big splash. But within months, they lost all their money and couldn't even pay rent or workers' wages. Now they have no choice but to mortgage all their equipment. Bankruptcies are everywhere, a whole line of bankruptcies. Shutdowns are happening in the Pearl River Delta and also in the Yangtze River Delta. During this year's National Day holiday, look at everyone. There isn't a single person there. Not a single person came to view the equipment. This equipment is going to become scrap metal. I don't believe a strong wind can bring down a sycamore tree, but I do know that the typhoon that hit Guangdong was very powerful and intense. It caused several well-known door and window factories in Foshan to close down, including Sycamore doors and windows. The door and window industry is really struggling. China's 8-day National Day holiday is over, but many things happened in those few days. Larger factories like EMA electric vehicles and Mountain Water doors and windows announced their closure, and many small and medium-sized enterprises also went bankrupt. Many employees returned from their holidays to find their factories gone, and the owners had absconded. This phenomenon is very common. An online blogger stated that a large number of factory owners took advantage of the National Day holiday to close down and run away. Employees finally got a holiday to go home and reunite with their families, only to return to find their factories gone. It's ridiculous. The owners owed suppliers money and employees wages, cleared out the equipment, and fled, living a carefree life. The demographic dividend is over. What follows is an era of man preying on man, he said. Having lived in Panyu for decades, I've never seen such a terrible world like this. Dabeilu, which used to be bustling with over 10,000 people, is now almost deserted. The West Street night market has been closed for a long time, and Panyu Square, despite years of renovations, is still not fixed. We're closing down. Starting today, we're officially closing. The $140,000 we borrowed from all sides was lost in less than 3 years. That's right, we're closing down. More than 2 years of relentless effort, and finally, we still go bankrupt. Closed down. This one's closed. Closed down. This one's closed down too. The one across the street's closed down. This whole row is closed down. This is the current state of the physical retail industry. All closed stores. Do you know where this is? Huangqiang Bay in Shenzhen used to be the busiest area. There's a row of over a dozen shops here, and not a single one is operating. Look, the doors are locked from the inside, and there are for sale rental signs on them. Goodness, the holiday isn't even over yet, and so many shops downstairs in Guangdong have closed down. I came here today to eat dumplings, but I couldn't get any. The shopping mall across the street seems to be closed too, and the Wanjia shopping mall is closed too. Unbelievable. This year's National Day holiday was outrageous. How much did everyone do? I just checked, and from the first to today, I only sold $523, which averages out to about $74 per day. Can you believe it? This is less than half of the sales compared to the same period last year. Recently, ahead of the 4th plenary session of the 19th CCP Central Committee in Beijing, official Chinese media outlets have frequently published articles praising the economy. But the general public is complaining bitterly. Many netizens say the overall market this year is very bad. Whether it's the catering industry, e-commerce, or factories, everyone has entered a period of severe hardship and is struggling. A cigarette vendor in Wuhan, Hebei province told overseas Chinese media that his industry is completely dead, a complete mess. High-end cigarettes are all sold at inverted prices, mid-range cigarettes are half profit and half loss. The heroic Tendernesses cigarette from the Yellow Brain Tower series dropped from $49 to $42. Now he relies entirely on selling low-end cigarettes, but the supply is hard to find. The industry is simply not profitable now, and the profit margin is too low. An e-commerce vendor in Zhejiang province who sells bamboo fences online also said, "E-commerce is too difficult this year, less than half of last year's. I've been doing this for 5 years, producing and selling my own goods. Now the economy is sluggish, e-commerce is too difficult. I'm going crazy." Do you know how many people are unemployed in Shenzhen right now? To be honest, I don't have official data, but if you just go out for a walk, you'll understand how dire the situation is. Shops are vacant, even those listed for sale are going unsold. Many once prosperous areas are now plastered with for sale signs. For example, the entire row of empty shops in the Longhua CR Vanguard Snack Street area.
一整排都是空铺。你看，天哪，还没有开业就已经倒闭了。
Look, my god, it's already closed down before it even opened. Over $1 billion yuan has gone down the drain. This place was originally planned to be a high-end commercial complex, and they even brought in the Renaissance Hotel from Marriott. But construction never even started, and now the entire mall is overgrown with weeds and piled high with garbage. It's completely abandoned. It couldn't be more rotten-tailed than that.
已经烂尾到不能再烂尾了，已经。
对面就香港了。
Hong Kong is just across the river. Hong Kong people used to come here with suitcases to buy condos. Now, look at these overgrown weeds. Can you see that? This building lost over $840,000.
足足亏了600多万。
Brothers, have you noticed there seem to be fewer people on the streets of Shenzhen? Before, everywhere was packed. Now the malls are deserted, the subways are empty, and even the popular food streets don't have queues. Honestly, where have all the people gone? Is it just our imagination, or have they all chosen a different lifestyle? Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you felt this way lately?
你最近有这种感觉吗？
Working in a state-owned enterprise in Shenzhen, the monthly salary is only $843. Today, a guy told me he graduated with a master's degree and works in a Shenzhen state-owned enterprise, and his monthly take-home pay is only $843 plus housing fund. It's about $1,054. I just want to ask, is that really how much you earn working in a Shenzhen state-owned enterprise?
请看这张图。
Please look at this chart. For the first time, the unemployment rate for college graduates has exceeded that of people without a college degree. I'll say it again. The unemployment rate for college graduates has exceeded that of people without a college degree. You might find it hard to believe, but this is the real data this year.
广州可能是真的待不下去了。
It seems I really can't stay in Guangzhou anymore. I haven't earned much money in the past 2 years. We've lived here for 2.5 years, but my husband's salary has been getting lower and lower. He's lost the motivation to stay. Yesterday, while playing with our child and chatting, my husband said he wouldn't come back to Guangzhou after the Chinese New Year this year. He'll stay in Kaifeng City instead, which will save on monthly rent. The child's school fees are only a few dozen dollars a month, half the price of Guangzhou. Prices in Kaifeng are much lower than in Guangzhou. $14 can buy enough fruit for a family of 3 to last for half a month. I agreed.
刚刚一个工人说
A worker just said that the official wage in Dongguan is too low. In Suzhou, it's over $2 or $3, but here it's still just over $2. Why don't so many people go to Suzhou or Shanghai to work? Does anyone know what's going on?
你知道今年有多少？
Do you know how many people left Dongguan this year? People used to think, as long as I'm in Dongguan, I can find work in any factory and live a comfortable life. But now, everyone is finding that no matter what kind of factory you work for, clothing factory, hardware factory, jewelry factory, mold factory, or foreign trade company, everyone is facing layoffs. Even if you've worked in the same factory your whole life, for decades, you still face being laid off. Do you have any friends who have suddenly become unemployed? Let's discuss in the comments section.
租到了200块钱。
I rented a place for $28 a month. $28 means less than $2 a day. So if I earn a little over $1 a day, I can live another day. If I earn $28 a month, I can live another month. If I save $281, I estimate I can live until the new year.
过年。
That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.